Right, so the most important thing around camshaft selection is not the bigger you go, the more power you're going to make. It all depends on drivability, and it's the same on the racetrack. You can put the biggest cam in and make the biggest power. That shows on the dyno, but when it comes to the track, you may have major power at the end of the main straight, but you have no torque factor or no cornering speed, no cornering exit. The biggest secret to camshaft selection. We can take a 1400 City Golf, for example, and we would look at fitting a 272 degree camshaft to a standard 1400, which you're going to use every day to work and back. The reason we select the 272 degree cam is because it generally gives you the same pull away, but it improves power within the region of 3,000 to 3,500 RPM, which is fantastic for driving uphills, less gear changes, better throttle response, but it's not going to be a drag car, it's not going to be a race car. It's going to be fair on fuel economy, but fuel economy is controlled by your right foot. So if you've got lead on your feet, a standard cam will give you poor fuel consumption. Okay, so we've covered the basics of camshaft selection in the sense of a 1400 City Golf. The other side to it is, if you would like to go bigger, for instance, on a 1400, you could go to a 276 degree. The difference between a 276 and a 272 is only 4 degrees, but it's massive on a small engine. So where we have a 272 degree in a 1400, we don't have to do any added tuning. We don't have to upgrade mapping or anything like that. It's just a matter of timing. We also get a lot of questions around, is this plug and play? I'd like to clear the air on that. There is no mechanical product that is plug and play. That is generally referenced with plug and play systems with electronic devices or tuning equipment. So everything from a mechanical point of view needs to either have advancement or retardation on timing, or there's various other small modifications that may have to happen when fitting a camshaft. With regards to a 272 degree, you could fit a 276. It'll give you higher end power, it'll give you a rougher idle, but keep in mind on the fuel injection vehicles, you will need to add mapping. So that would be either something similar to a Unichip, a piggyback system, or real-time chipping, which is not recommended these days. There's many other alternatives that you could use. Then we go to bigger camshafts. With regards to bigger engine capacity, 1600 and a 1400, generally we would look at the same camshaft choice. If we look at a 1800 or a 2 litre, we can then go up to a 288 degree cam, which is much rougher on idle, but the power band is higher up in the rev range. So in comparison to a 272 or a 276, a 276 would kick in at around 3,500 RPM, your 288 would kick in at 4,000 RPM. And with that, you will lose your pull away. So you'll gain everything from the mid-range to the top end. So we can split a cam and have, for a naturally aspirated, we could have the 272 on the exhaust and the 276 on the intake. What that would generally do, it would bring the power in 100 or 200 RPM sooner, but you would still have the legs at the higher end. So that sort of choice of camshaft we use on oval track and track racing, where the lads need a bit more cornering speed, but they don't want to lose the top end. Now on the street, you won't see a massive difference. For instance, if you had to put it onto a dynamometer and test the power figures, you wouldn't see a massive difference, but the drivability you would feel. With regards to camshaft, you have hydraulic and you have solid lifter. Solid lifter is a shim type where you have to create clearances. They are not interchangeable. If you run a hydraulic system, the base circle is a different size. You don't need to shim it. It's a matter of deflating the lifters. It's very important on a hydraulic system. When you change camshafts, you must deflate the hydraulic system. If you don't, the lifters will pump up. You could end up bending valves. You'll have an erratic idle. And if you continue to rev it, you'll create a problem for yourself. You'll destroy the engine. You may damage something in the cylinder head. The other part of fitment with a camshaft is that there is a break-in procedure. It's not a matter of that you bolt it in dry and you rev the hell into it. There's a process of 10 minutes. You oil the camshaft with camshaft lube and the top of the lifter. You don't run it at idle when you start it up. You hold it between 2.5 and 3,000 RPM. It's pretty much like fitting new brakes. When you fit a new disc, you must fit new pads. The same bedding process. Once it's bedded, suddenly your brakes are fantastic. Prior to that, they may be a little bit spongy, maybe feel a little bit hesitant in braking because it's just not doing what it should. It's the same with the camshaft. Once you've done the braking process or the bedding process, your cam should last a lifetime. With regards to the comparison between track camshafts, drag camshafts, turbo, naturally aspirated, what you need to look at is on a turbo vehicle, we do the exhaust cam with a bigger duration. And the reason we do that is we want to spool the turbo up quicker. With regards to a naturally aspirated, if we do a split cam on a naturally aspirated, the intake is the bigger duration and the exhaust the smaller duration. And there's a lot of purposes and reasoning behind that. Right, so one of our biggest challenges with regards to performance enhancement are forums. And I'm not dissing the people that post comments on there of their findings and their experiences, but there is a lot of misleading information that is provided. And the biggest problem is that not only is it misleading for how it's written, it's misinterpreted. And I think get in touch with experts. Do not take advice from a forum where somebody's done a Frankenstein and has no clue what he's done. It destroys itself in 3 weeks, but that part you never hear about. It costs you money at the end of the day, and like with anything, with all our clients and potential clients, we suggest that they do this properly. And if you're not going to do it properly, rather don't do it at all. For more information on that, either drop us a WhatsApp through or pop onto our website. We have a lot of information there around camshafts, camshaft choices, and various other components and fitment of them at stk.co.za. If you do need further information and you maybe not understanding what you're reading on the website or on any kind of material that's available on the websites, then you're welcome to WhatsApp us, give us a shout, and we'll run you through the whole process.